quiet worry that things aren't quite what they used to be. Maybe it's not something you talk about openly, but it's there, isn't it? The years pass, and sometimes it feels like parts of you are just slowing down. You might feel like the energy isn't there, the focus is harder to grasp, and perhaps in those private moments, you notice changes in areas that really matter to your confidence and connection. There's this common idea that as you get older, certain things are just inevitable, a natural decline you have to accept. It can feel disheartening, like you're losing a part of yourself, a part of your vitality. You might even feel a sense of loss or frustration that the physical spark isn't as reliable as it once was. It's a painful reality for many men, a silent struggle that affects not just physical intimacy, but also confidence and overall well-being. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be that way? What if I shared a story from my own experience as a surgeon who sees men of all ages about someone who completely defied those expectations? I remember clearly a patient, Mr. Johnson, who came to see me. He was 90 years old, vibrant, sharp, and with a vitality that would put men half his age to shame. And when we talked, he shared a daily ritual, a simple set of habits he'd followed for years that he credited with maintaining his incredible health, and yes, his robust, well, let's just say his youthful vigor. It wasn't complicated, no expensive treatments or miracle cures. Just a daily routine that seemed to unlock something fundamental. In this video, I want to share the core elements of Mr. Johnson's remarkable daily ritual. We'll look at simple, actionable habits that can support your body's natural functions, helping to improve circulation, balance hormones, and boost overall vitality, impacting everything from your energy levels to your physical performance. These are things you can start incorporating into your own life. Simple steps that can make a surprising difference. Stick with me until the very end because Mr. Johnson shared one final thought with me, a perspective shift that truly surprised me, and I think it might surprise you too. It changes the way you look at aging and vitality entirely. Let's start by stepping into Mr. Johnson's world and uncovering the first piece of his daily puzzle. The moment he wakes up, before even getting out of bed, he performs a simple series of deep breathing exercises. He explained to me that he learned this years ago, not for any specific health reason initially, but just to start his day calmly. He takes slow, deep breaths, filling his lungs completely, holding for a few seconds and then exhaling slowly. He repeats this for about 5 minutes. When I asked him why he continues this practice so religiously, he said it's about waking up his system gently and bringing fresh oxygen into his body. From a medical perspective, this makes perfect sense. Deep breathing helps to oxygenate the blood, which in turn supports circulation throughout the body, including the areas crucial for healthy erectile function. Good circulation is absolutely fundamental. Think of your body like a garden. If the water supply is weak, nothing can truly flourish. Deep breathing is like ensuring the main tap is fully open right at the start of the day. It helps relax blood vessels, which can lower blood pressure and improve blood flow. For someone in their later years, maintaining good circulation is paramount for overall health, and this simple 5-minute practice is a powerful, free tool. Mr. Johnson described it as tuning his body like a musical instrument before starting the day's performance. He visualizes the oxygen flowing to every part of him, invigorating his cells. After his breathing, but still before leaving his room, comes the next element of his ritual, a specific form of gentle movement. He doesn't jump into intense exercise. Instead, he does a series of simple stretches and joint rotations. He starts with his neck, gently turning his head side to side, then tilting it forward and back. Then his shoulders, rolling them forwards and backwards. He moves down his body, rotating his wrists and ankles, doing gentle knee bends while supporting himself. Nothing strenuous, perhaps 10 to 15 minutes in total. He told me this is about getting the kinks out, literally, and preparing his body for the day. Again, his intuition aligns perfectly with physiological principles. Gentle movement in the morning helps to lubricate the joints, increase flexibility, and importantly, further stimulate circulation. It prevents stiffness and gets blood flowing to the extremities. For erectile function, the health of the smaller blood vessels is just as important as the larger ones. These simple movements help keep those pathways open and flexible. He said it's like oiling the hinges of a door. It makes everything open and close more smoothly. He doesn't push himself, just moves until he feels a sense of ease in his body. It's not a workout, it's a wake-up call for his muscles and joints, a signal that it's time to get things moving. He stressed that consistency was key here, doing it every single day, rain or shine, whether he felt like it or not. It's the cumulative effect of these small, daily efforts that builds resilience over time. He described it as building a gentle momentum for the day ahead, preparing his physical self for whatever comes. Once he's out of bed and dressed, the next pillar of his ritual is his breakfast. This wasn't just any breakfast, it was a carefully considered meal that he rarely deviates from. He explained that he focuses on foods that give him sustained energy and, as he put it with a twinkle in his eye, keep the machinery running smoothly. His breakfast consists of a bowl of oatmeal, often with berries mixed in, a handful of nuts, usually walnuts or almonds, and sometimes a sprinkle of flax seeds or chia seeds. He washes it down with a glass of water and often follows that with a cup of green tea. Let's break down why this simple meal is so effective. Oatmeal is a complex carbohydrate, providing slow-release energy, avoiding the sugar spikes and crashes that can tax the system. It's also high in fiber, which is crucial for digestive health, something we'll touch on later. But good digestion is linked to overall vitality. The berries are packed with antioxidants, which protect cells from damage, including the delicate cells lining your blood vessels. Healthy blood vessels are non-negotiable for strong circulation. Nuts, particularly walnuts, are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, known for their benefits to heart health and circulation. Healthy fats are essential for hormone production, including testosterone, which plays a role in libido and erectile function. Flax seeds and chia seeds add more fiber, omega-3s, and various micronutrients. Green tea is a potent source of antioxidants, particularly catechins, which have been shown to improve blood flow and reduce oxidative stress. Mr. Johnson wasn't necessarily thinking about specific compounds. He just knew these foods made him feel good and gave him lasting energy. He said he views his breakfast as fueling up with high-quality fuel, like putting premium gas in a vintage car. He avoids sugary cereals, pastries, or anything processed. This consistent, nutrient-dense breakfast provides the building blocks his body needs to function optimally throughout the day, setting a positive tone for his metabolism and energy levels. It's a foundational habit that supports multiple systems in the body simultaneously. He emphasized that it's not about being fancy or expensive, just about choosing real, whole foods that nourish him from the inside out. He said this breakfast gives him a noticeable lift and helps him feel ready to tackle whatever the day brings. Now that we've looked at his morning mindset, gentle movement, and foundational breakfast, let's move on to the next critical components of Mr. Johnson's impressive daily routine, delving deeper into his dietary choices and lifestyle habits throughout the rest of the day. Continuing with Mr. Johnson's ritual, the next element he emphasized was hydration, and not just drinking water, but how and when he drinks it. He explained that throughout the day, he sips water constantly. He always has a glass or bottle nearby and takes small, regular sips rather than drinking large amounts at once. He aims for clear urine, a simple visual cue he uses to gauge his hydration status. He also mentioned avoiding sugary drinks and limiting caffeine, especially later in the day. Staying well hydrated is incredibly important, especially as we age, because our sense of thirst can diminish. Dehydration can lead to decreased blood volume, which in turn reduces blood flow throughout the body, including to the penile tissues. Optimal hydration helps maintain healthy blood viscosity, ensuring blood flows smoothly and efficiently. Mr. Johnson said he thinks of water as the body's transport system. If the rivers are low, nothing can move effectively. He found that consistently sipping throughout the day prevented him from ever feeling parched or sluggish. He often added a slice of lemon or cucumber to his water, which he said made it more refreshing and enjoyable, turning hydration from a chore into a pleasant habit. This seemingly simple practice is a cornerstone of maintaining good circulatory health, impacting everything from cognitive function to physical performance and, yes, erectile strength. He stressed that you don't need fancy electrolyte drinks. Plain water is usually the best. It's about making hydration a constant, mindful act throughout your waking hours. He found that dehydration would quickly lead to fatigue and a general feeling of malaise, which obviously isn't conducive to feeling vital. Next, Mr. Johnson talked about his approach to lunch and dinner. His philosophy for these meals was simple. Focus on plant-based foods, lean protein, and healthy fats, and control portion sizes. His lunches were often large salads packed with various vegetables, sometimes with grilled chicken or fish, and drizzled with olive oil and vinegar. Dinners were similar, featuring cooked vegetables, a source of protein like lentils, beans, fish, or lean meat, and often a serving of whole grains like quinoa or brown rice. He eats red meat sparingly. This dietary pattern, often referred to as a Mediterranean-style diet, is strongly supported by research for its benefits to cardiovascular health. Foods rich in nitrates, like leafy greens and beetroot, can be particularly beneficial as they are converted in the body to nitric oxide, a molecule that helps relax and widen blood vessels, improving blood flow. This nitric oxide pathway is critical for achieving and maintaining erections. Lean proteins provide amino acids, the building blocks for muscle and hormones. Healthy fats from olive oil, avocados, nuts, and fish help reduce inflammation and support hormonal balance. Mr. Johnson said he doesn't count calories or macros. He just eats real food that comes from the earth or sea. He cooks most of his meals himself and enjoys the process. He eats mindfully, chewing slowly and stopping when he feels satisfied, not stuffed. He avoids processed snacks, sugary desserts, and excessive amounts of saturated or trans fats, all of which can contribute to inflammation and damage blood vessels over time. He viewed food not just as fuel, but as medicine, consciously choosing foods that nourish and support his body's functions. He found that eating this way kept his energy stable throughout the afternoon and evening and helped him maintain a healthy weight, another factor that impacts hormonal balance and cardiovascular health. He said that learning to listen to his body's hunger cues and choosing nutrient-dense foods was a game changer in how he felt day to day. It wasn't about deprivation, but about making smart, enjoyable choices. Beyond diet and basic movement, Mr. Johnson's ritual included a specific type of targeted physical activity. He made sure to walk briskly for at least 30 minutes every single day. He didn't necessarily go to a gym or do intense workouts. His exercise was his daily walk, sometimes around his neighborhood, sometimes in a local park. He said the key was consistency and getting his heart rate up enough to feel slightly breathless, but still able to hold a conversation. This is classic moderate intensity aerobic exercise, which is incredibly effective for improving cardiovascular health. Regular aerobic exercise strengthens the heart muscle, improves circulation, lowers blood pressure, and helps maintain a healthy weight. All these factors directly impact erectile function, as erections are fundamentally a vascular event requiring healthy blood flow. Exercise also helps reduce stress, improves mood, and can even boost testosterone levels. Mr. Johnson told me he looked forward to his walk. It was his time to clear his head, observe nature, or listen to a podcast. He said it was non-negotiable, a carved-out time in his day dedicated to moving his body purposefully. He didn't make excuses about the weather, he'd just put on appropriate clothing. He said the feeling of getting his blood pumping was invigorating and always left him feeling better than before he started. This consistent aerobic activity is one of the most powerful tools available for maintaining health and vitality as you age, and Mr. Johnson embodied its benefits. It's not about becoming a marathon runner, he stressed, but about consistent, moderate effort that keeps the blood flowing freely. Finally, Mr. Johnson spoke about the importance of sleep and stress management. He aimed for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep every night and had a calming bedtime routine that included reading and avoiding screens for an hour before bed. Poor sleep and chronic stress can wreak havoc on hormone levels, including testosterone and cortisol, and negatively impact cardiovascular health, all of which are detrimental to erectile function. Stress can also lead to muscle tension and anxiety, further complicating matters. Mr. Johnson actively managed his stress through his morning breathing, his daily walk, and by maintaining strong social connections. He met with friends regularly, volunteered, and pursued hobbies he enjoyed. He said that feeling connected and having purpose gave him energy and reduced worry. He also practiced mindfulness throughout the day, taking short breaks to simply focus on his breath when he felt overwhelmed. Getting adequate, restful sleep allows the body to repair and regenerate, including hormonal regulation. Managing stress keeps the nervous system balanced, preventing the constant fight-or-flight state that can suppress healthy physiological functions. Mr. Johnson's approach was holistic. He understood that mind and body are deeply connected, and caring for one supported the other. He found that when he prioritized sleep and actively managed stress, he felt more energetic, more resilient, and more present. It wasn't just about adding years to his life, he explained, but adding life to his years, ensuring each day was lived with vigor and purpose. His ritual wasn't about rigid rules, but about creating a supportive structure for his body and mind to thrive naturally. Now, bringing all these elements together, I want to share the final insight from Mr. Johnson, the surprising piece of his philosophy that ties everything together. So, we've explored the layers of Mr. Johnson's daily ritual, the foundational morning breathing and gentle movement, the nutrient-dense breakfast, consistent hydration, a diet focused on whole foods, his non-negotiable daily brisk walk, and his commitment to sleep and stress management. It's a comprehensive approach, isn't it? Not one single magic pill or procedure, but a tapestry of simple, consistent habits woven together over decades. You might look at this list and think, okay, that's just good health advice. And you'd be right. These are principles that support overall well-being for anyone at any age. But what makes Mr. Johnson's story so powerful, and what was the surprise he shared with me? It wasn't a secret ingredient in his oatmeal or a hidden exercise technique. The real revelation, the surprising element of his ritual, was his attitude. Mr. Johnson didn't follow these habits because he was chasing youth or trying to reverse aging. He followed them because he genuinely enjoyed the process of taking care of himself. He found pleasure in the feeling of his lungs filling with air in the morning, the gentle stretch of his muscles, the taste of his healthy breakfast, the rhythm of his walk, the feeling of being hydrated, the quiet of his evenings before sleep, and the connection he felt with friends and community. He wasn't focused on the outcome, the rock-hard erections he maintained even at 90, as the primary motivation. That was a wonderful side effect, a natural consequence of living a life dedicated to nurturing his body and mind. His motivation was the joy of the daily practice itself, the feeling of energy, clarity, and capability it gave him every single day. He told me, "Doctor, I don't do these things to be young again. I do them to be fully alive today." The vitality follows naturally when you treat your body with respect and kindness. He wasn't fighting aging, he was embracing living vibrantly, at his age. The surprise was the absence of struggle, the lack of obsession with performance, and the focus on the simple pleasure and inherent reward of healthy habits. He wasn't stressed about maintaining erections. He was focused on maintaining a life filled with activity, good food, connection, and peace. And in doing so, he created the optimal conditions for his body to continue functioning at its best, including that aspect of his physical health. This is incredibly liberating, isn't it? It takes the pressure off the specific outcome and places the focus back on the process of living well. It reminds us that vitality isn't something you chase with extreme measures, but something you cultivate through consistent, simple acts of self-care. It's about building a life that supports your physical and mental well-being and trusting that your body will respond. Remember, small changes can make a big difference to your health and happiness. Mr. Johnson's ritual wasn't about perfection. It was about consistency and finding joy in the daily habits that nourished him. You don't have to do everything at once. Maybe start with adding deep breathing to your morning, or committing to a daily walk, or incorporating more vegetables into one meal. Find what resonates with you and build from there. I hope Mr. Johnson's story has inspired you as much as it inspired me. It's a powerful testament to the body's ability to thrive at any age when given the right support, and, perhaps more importantly, when approached with a positive and joyful attitude. What did you think of Mr. Johnson's ritual and his perspective? Do you already practice any of these habits? Or maybe you have your own simple secrets for maintaining vitality? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and I know others watching would benefit from reading your insights too. If you found this video helpful or inspiring, please give it a thumbs up. It helps the channel reach more people who could benefit from this information. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for more videos on healthy aging, maintaining vitality, and living your best life at every age. We'll explore more practical tips and inspiring stories to help you feel your best, no matter how many candles are on your cake. Thank you for watching. Keep living vibrantly, Stay curious and remember Mr. Johnson's joyful approach to taking care of himself. Live your best life at every age.